Hey YouTube, Red Ops 115 here, and yeah, I know I said I was going to be playing this deck the whole month, but for my sanity's sake, I am not going to do that. So instead, I'm making this video to do a deck review, because even though I was losing my mind in this game because of playing this deck, I can say that I have fun playing this deck though. But just to show you, this deck does still have some potential because even though there's mainly losses on here, I did have a lot of games where I did win. Well, at least not on the rank ladder, even at silver. But some of the games I did win against was, of course, against this old school version or Unga Bunga version of a Blue Eyes deck. Oh wow, this really was Unga Bunga. Wait, this okay? I didn't look at this deck in particular before, but for this guy, I would remove the chaos forms. Oh no, wait, this ability gives him it gives him chaos max, but I would probably drop that down, but that's besides the point. Uh, I played against multiple decks, and basically the matchups I did have, it was mainly against Blue Eyes and people just trying to play Utopia. Like I had a lot of good games here. It was really fun. I barely beat this Dark Magician deck, but I was able to get the win nonetheless. Like all these decks I play against right here, this one to me is understandable how come I won, but that's besides the point. The point is I had fun. And after getting tired of losing multiple games in the ranked duels, I went to casual duels. And in these casual duels, yeah, a few of these people were literally playing I'm just gonna kill myself so I can get a skill. For example, this Akiza right here that was playing no monsters. C did it, and I believe the Ogami did too right here. No, he was playing a legit deck. But there was one more person in this win list that was literally playing just to get a skill. But all these other games right here, the deck actually won. And I was happy and had fun with the deck more and more. I could definitely see why I won that one, but anyway, I just want to do this video real quick to go over like how I think the deck is improve, where the deck was bad at and where it was good at. So let's go look at that real quick. Now, I'm gonna go into the MVPs of the deck, basically the cards that basically helped me get most of those wins, starting with the extra deck. Now, for the extra deck, the MVP in this was mainly Swordbreaker, Cowboy, and General. Now, don't get me wrong, I play Utopia every now and again, but it's just the issue of attack points for Utopia. There was a lot more things that could get over him, and then also when I had my opponent, well, when I had him on the field, my opponent tend to pop Utopia. So yeah, Utopia was fun to play, but he wasn't really showing off that much. Now in the main deck, there's a few VIPs that I want to give a shout out to in the monsters, and that would be Utopia Onomatopoeia. This card was really useful because it helped me go into rank 4, well, not synchro, but XE's plays. And so was, well, I'm not even gonna, no, screw it. Subaba Cho Gaga Coat. Coat. His name is Coat now. I'm not doing that again. But anyway, Coat right here, he was definitely useful because he was a free special summon if I happen to have Child in play or if I happen to have any one of my other monsters on the board. He was a free special summon, so he was really useful to go into my XE's plays really easy. Like literally these two I would run multiple copies of. Like Utopia Onomatopoeia, I might run at 2, and so I would have might have ran him at 2 as well if he wasn't one a structure deck. Another VIP in this deck, surprisingly, was Gaga's sister, because she allowed me to go into my rank 6 plays for Swordbreaker here, which I actually did finally get a ruling for. And to me, this card have a lot of potential for decks like Elemental Heroes, and to even bring Six Samurai back into the fold, because he has some nice little effects where he can detach one of his Xyz materials and declare a type. And after you declare that type, any card of the same type that battles him, they instantly gets destroyed. So your opponent would probably attack him not knowing you declared spell. Well, they would know you declared spellcaster, and attack into them and lose their Dark Magician or lose whatever type you declare. And the best thing about him, if it goes back to your turn and he's still alive by some miracle, you can use his effect again and basically have it set for 2 type of monsters that cannot fight him or they just get instantly destroyed. He helped me get over a lot of things. And to go over how I go into him, it was with Gaga's sister, who was also my searcher for the MVP spells of the deck. But for her, it was mainly like I could summon her, get Gaga Girl out. Well, I would use, if I would use Gaga Girl, I would end up using Gaga Wind. But anyway, Wind would spell Summon Girl at level 4, summon Sister, use Sister effect, make her and target girl to level 6, and go into Breaker. And if my opponent had a monster on the field, Girl's effect activated, and basically it dropped my opponent's monster attack points to 0. And there's plenty of other ways to do it. You can use your Mancher. Well, actually, no. Mancher you can't use it for, because Mancher forces you to summon a Gaga Xyz monster. So, yeah, Mancher, it was a meh. And Gaga Cowboy did help me every once in a while. Like, Mentor is at least a one of in a deck. That's what I gotta say about him. Just because if you use his effect to special summon a Gaga from the grave, then you're only going into a Gaga Xyz. Which wasn't bad when I was using Cowboy's attack position effect. Because after I did that combo, with his effect, I would detach the Mentor since I used him as Xyz material. Mantle would boost his attack points by 500. Yep. And then I would go ahead, attack, and Gaga Cowboy would end up with 3,000 attack points while also nerfing my opponent's monster's attack points by 500, allowing me to deal a lot of damage to my opponent. And another small MVP of the deck was DD Crow, because he did help me literally stall out a old meta deck that was it was, let me think what the name of the deck was. Oh, Despacito. I was actually able to destroy all my opponent's Despacitos in this deck because DD Crow actually helped me banish some of his stuff that he was trying to special summon. Also, the Kamika helped, and just the Gaga Bolt. Like, this is definitely a 3-up to thin your opponent's resources. Like, this deck really popped off for me. And let me see. Because there was one more monster I was looking at. Oh no, that's if he spells something. Because for the final version of this deck, I would probably drop at least one Buster and put another Kiteroid in. Like, if right now this should be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro version showing up on the screen of showing you the changes I would make to the deck to actually make it more competitive liable. Now, let me get to the bad parts of the deck. Now, in the first part, I said the deck was really good at special summoning, which is true because my opponent ended up board wiping me in one of my matches, and I was able to, after I did my XC summoning stuff, and because he did that, I was able to special summon. Let me see if I can find a monster. Okay, yeah, I was able to summon Dodo Buster use another monster's effect, and special summon Utopia Onomatopoeia and go into another Xyz play. So I was able to actually keep popping off even after this deck got board wipe. But the reason I'm about to say that special summoning for this deck is also a double hand sword is because when I would just, well, put everything into one bag, I end up in a situation where I used up all my resources just to go into one of these guys. And I ended up having to start the best I could with the trap cards in the deck and Kite Roy because I basically did not have a way to go into more plays with my current build of the deck. Now, in my final roundup of my opinion about this deck, I can say that it is a really heavy special summoning deck. The attack on it is about mid. Like, it can get over some things, but right when you start heading into monsters with in the 3000s, that's when it starts getting off for the deck and it really can't handle it anymore. But some of my ways I got around that was with Zubaba General. He was basically the muscle of the deck because we run so many warriors. We could use his effect, detach, and cripple warrior. There was even a point where I was running a Neos engine in the deck where I was using Neos Fusion and Neos. In some games, I wasn't seeing the Neos Fusion as much and was able to go into General and end up using Utopia. Well, Neos has the cost for his effect and just was able to have General out there killing all my opponent's monsters because of how powerful he was. But besides that, I think the deck do have potential to be something good, but I personally don't have the resources. Like I will put some Canadias in here or Canadia, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I would definitely put in another Kite Roy. Like I would probably drop one of the Busters. And then to me, Gaga Magician and Gaga Girl are optional. You don't have to run them in the deck. They didn't like Gaga Girl was able to pop off sometime, but every once in a while she was just a dead card just because I was unable to do anything with her. Like in some matches, she just became another body on the board to help me defend. But anyway, that's all I have for y'all for today. And let me see, I'm gonna be working on my unboxing video because I did end up hitting the new box up a lot with 6,000 gems. Almost got all the ultra rares from it. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. And I'm also gonna be working on my, well, video to go over all the characters' skills and abilities. Well, skills and level up rewards. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.
can become friends.
Defeat is your own.
I'm feeling the flow.
I will duel. Show yourself. I end my turn. Make your move.
Draw. Let's go. Gaga Caesar.
If we have a Zubaba or Gagaga in play, we can summon this.
Come on in. Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat. I activate my spell card, Gaga Bolt. I'll
Stay focused, Yuma.
Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat. Attack. Go. I attack you. I end my turn.
Do not let your guard down
It's
like
my
you
turn.
usually
I
do,
draw.
Yuma.
Here it comes. I summon a monster. Here it comes. Tribute summon. I activate my monster's effect. Show yourself. Special summon. I activate my monster's effect.
Now, check out my set card. I activate a trap.
You'll pay for this. I end my turn.
You have the winning formula in hand. Go and execute it.